The sun dipped behind the glass buildings, casting a warm glow over the city. Ariella sat in her sleek, modern office, overlooking the bustling streets below. She was immersed in her work, sketches of architectural designs sprawled out on her desk. The sharp lines of her designs mirrored the composure she had built over the years, an air of perfection, control. Yet, the moment the door to her office opened, the equilibrium she worked so hard to maintain wavered. Luca entered, a figure of quiet confidence. His tailored suit hinted at both sophistication and an untamed energy beneath the surface. He didn't announce his presence with a loud greeting, instead, it was his gaze that caught her, direct, steady, and disarmingly intense. When their eyes met, Ariella felt an electric jolt, something so foreign to her controlled existence. "Ms. Ariella, I'm Luca Rossi," he said, offering his hand with a warmth that contrasted his formal demeanor. "I've been assigned to assist with your project." Her hand lingered in his longer than necessary, her pulse quickening. She pulled away quickly, trying to regain her composure. "Let's get to work," she said, though the command lacked its usual conviction. The meeting continued, but Ariella's mind was elsewhere. Luca's presence seemed to hang in the air, his eyes always on her, never straying. His suggestions were sound, his ideas sharp, but it was the lingering glance, the moments that felt too long, that filled the space with something unspoken. The evening air was crisp as Ariella made her way to the rooftop, a rare moment of solitude before the chaos of her professional life pulled her back in. She came here often, seeking clarity in the quiet moments before the demands of the world closed in. But tonight, something was different. As she stepped out onto the rooftop, there he was, Luca. She hadn't expected to see him here, and yet, his presence felt strangely inevitable. He turned to her when he heard the click of her shoes on the concrete, his eyes locking with hers instantly. "I didn't expect to find you here," he said softly, as if she were the only person in the world. Ariella paused, her heart racing. "I come here to think," she replied, her voice betraying a hint of uncertainty she wasn't used to. Luca moved closer, the space between them shrinking with every step he took. The air seemed charged with something undefined, a tension that neither of them acknowledged yet both could feel. "You seem restless," he said, his voice low, the words a quiet observation. "Is it the project, or something else?" Ariella turned her gaze from him, unable to meet his eyes for too long. "I'm just tired," she said, though the truth was far from that. It wasn't fatigue that pulled at her, it was something deeper, a desire that she couldn't name. Luca held her hand, just for a second, but it felt like an eternity. "It's all right to feel conflicted," he whispered. "Sometimes, it's the things we can't have that we want the most." At a cozy, dimly lit cafe in a quiet alley, Ariella sips her coffee, waiting nervously. Luca enters, his gaze locking with hers. The tension between them is palpable as they exchange a knowing look. "You're the first person I've ever met who doesn't play games," Luca said softly, "but even you know that the hardest games are the ones we play with ourselves." "I don't think this is a game," she replied, her voice barely above a whisper. "Why does it feel like we're playing with fire?" Ariella murmured. Luca leaned in closer, his breath mingling with hers, sending a wave of heat through her. "Because we are," he whispered. "And I wouldn't want it any other way." In a quiet park by the water, Ariella walks alone, the moonlight casting a soft glow. She finds Luca waiting for her, and the moment feels electric, full of anticipation and secrecy. "You came," he said, a statement more than a question. Ariella nodded, swallowing the lump in her throat. "I didn't know if I should." Luca's smile was soft, but his eyes were stormy. "There's no turning back now." Ariella and Luca stand close, their faces inches apart, before their lips meet in a passionate kiss. The park is silent, the only sound being their breath and the distant city hum, as the tension between them is released. At the end of the year office dinner, Ariella stands in a corner, scanning the crowd. She meets Luca's eyes, and the connection is immediate. Amidst the celebration, their unspoken tension fills the room. In a quiet corner of the event, Ariella and Luca share a moment of intense conversation, their closeness unmistakable. "I don't know if I can do this, Luca," Ariella confessed, her voice barely audible, but filled with the weight of her feelings. "I don't know if I can face what this might cost us." Luca's hand reached out, brushing against her arm, and for the first time, his touch felt like a promise. "We've already crossed the line, Ariella. There's no going back, and I wouldn't want to." Ariella looked at him, her heart full of both fear and longing. She knew that whatever happened next, the secret they had fought so hard to keep hidden was no longer theirs to hold. The question was, would they be ready to face the consequences of their love? This secret love affair unfolds in the shadows, where every glance and touch carries unspoken desire. But as the truth threatens to surface, what will become of Ariella and Luca? Can they keep their passion hidden, or will the consequences catch up to them? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you think their love will survive the weight of secrecy, or will it all unravel in the end? Drop your opinion in the comments section below.